Once you access the virtual reality world for VEX or otherwise vr.vex.com, you're going to be able to see all of these different categories on the left hand side. You have drivetrain, magnets, looks, controls, sensing, operations, variables, my blocks, and my personal favorite, comments. And you'll see why in a minute. But if you notice, each one is color coded based on what you want the robot to do. If you want your robot to do simple operations, you simply go to the green categories. If you want to move your robot, you go to the blue categories, right? And in each category, you're going to see a plethora of different blocks that go with it. For example, in drivetrain, we have driving, turning, stopping. For magnet, we only have one. For control, we have several that look a little confusing right now, like repeats forevers, if thens, whiles, right? Others that you fill in, like operations. Others that you have to make your own, like variables. But no matter which one you're working with, they all start with a when started. In order to grab one, you take your cursor, like it is here, you move it over to the library. And when you are hovering over one of those blocks, the cursor becomes a hand. When you click and hold the left button, whether it's on your touchpad or your mouse, that hand seems to be grabbing the block, and you are now able to bring it over to the work area. Once you let go, uh, it falls into place. If you put it under the under a block where it fits, kind of like a puzzle piece, you will notice that there is a gray shadow behind it. And when you let go, when you release that button, it'll make a click. Similarly, you can bring in any other ones and eventually see what you have done, right? In here, you have, for example, in this drive forward for 200 millimeters, you have a drop-down menu that you can set to forward or reverse. You have a numeric value that you can change. Let's change this one to 800. And we're gonna leave this one at millimeters. But what if I made a mistake? What if I need to delete this turn part? I can separate them. And in order to delete it, I can bring it over to this side, just drop it over here, and it'll completely dissolve. What if I made a mistake and I need it back? I can always go back to the library, click, hold, drag, and notice the shadow. It's telling me where it could go. I want it to go here, so I'll just drop it there. So that is how you can insert. That is how you can remove. And that is how you can change. One of the things that I'm going to ask you to do is when we begin, I want you to go all the way to the bottom of the library. There is this gray comments block. Please put this comments block right below the when started. And inside, you can add your name, first name, last name, and tell me which period you are in STEM. This is so that I know who to give credit to when you are done. It is gray. It is a comment. It is not. It is not visible by the computer. The computer will not change and compile this into a command for your robot. This is what's called pseudocode. Pseudocode is for us humans to know, to see. Once you have this set up, you can go ahead into Playground. And in this number map, I'm going to press play so that now I can see my robot moving up turning, moving forward. If I look closely as the virtual robot is moving, it is actually, the computer is telling me which line of code is actually running at that time. Another thing that I have up here is share and feedback. Feedback tells VEX, the VEX company, what you're doing, what you're thinking. Share is a way that you can share your blocks with somebody. Underneath it, you have brackets. These brackets are actually the Python coding. This is the actual programming language. This is the actual code that is going on in your blocks. What I like about it is that it also gives you a color code into what's going on. There's a drivetrain, drive 4, forward 800 millimeters, which is similar to what's going on in this block. Drivetrain, turn 4, right 90 degrees, which is what's going on in this block. You can see how it starts. You can see how it ends. You can change it yourself if you wanted to. The next one over is the metrics. Metrics is the what looks like a speedometer in a car. Metrics, with the metrics, you can see the sensors and the variables. We don't have any sensors or any variables here. However, if we did, you would see their values and their ranges in here. And the next one over is the question mark. With the question mark, what I like about it is that you can come over to any of the blocks that you're using or that you want to use, and the help bar tells you what the block looks like, how to use the block, and it's different examples on how to use it. So that is the help. On the opposite side, if you speak a different language, you can set yours to a different language. So now you can have it as conducir hacia adelante a 800 milímetros, Deutsch, Latvian, Japanese. In file, you can do a new blocks project. So if you want to start a brand new project with blocks, you can do it this way. If you want to start a brand new project with the text, when you save something into your computer, you can retrieve it through here, load from your device, meaning that it's saved onto your computer or smart device. Save to your device. This is how you insert it in there. Before you do that, make sure you change the name. You can change it to anything. And once it's there, once it's saved, you can go ahead and save it. The next one over is the tutorials. In tutorials, you're going to see all kinds of different items that we're going to go over in class. If you want to start familiarizing yourself with these tutorials, with these blocks, with these procedures, with these Boolean logics, you can go ahead and do that. So there you have it. That is how VEX VR has its setup.